Hi guys, it's me Tiff. So today I want to talk to you guys about Kurt Cobain and his untimely death. If you don't know who Kurt Cobain was, he was the lead singer and guitarist for the grunge band Nirvana. The height of their fame ran from the late 80s to the early to mid 90s. His death was ruled a suicide, and today it is still very prominent in today's society. A lot of people still talk about his death as a conspiracy. Now, there are a lot of holes in the ruling of suicide. There's the toxicology report that came out, there's his relationship with his wife, Courtney Love, and there was the gun he chose to shoot himself with. All three have their own very suspicious, activity in his death. Now, we'll start with the toxicology report. The toxicology report showed that he had a lot of drugs in his system at the time of death. Once you die, your body isn't going to metabolize those toxins out. So he had what he had injected, when they did the toxicology. So the toxicologists have said with that amount of heroin in his body, it would have knocked out a horse. So they said he would have been knocked out, within a few seconds. I know when I've gotten pain meds, I've counted to see how long it would take to circulate. It's taken about 3 to 4 seconds before for it to hit my head. So I'm sure he would have been knocked out. A lot of people said he would have been knocked out. He would not have been able to lift the gun nor lift a finger. He would have been knocked out completely, unconscious. There would have been no movement at all. The cells aren't gonna, do anything. They're not gonna, your nerves aren't gonna fire off neurons. Everything's just stopped at this point. So he's not gonna sleepwalk and shoot himself or anything like that. So that is a big hole. So if someone was to have that much drugs, how are they gonna shoot themselves, right? So that leads us to the gun. The gun he had shot himself with was a gun that he had a friend buy him a few days prior to his death. Now, the friend said that Kurt gave him the money to go buy the gun for him, and it was a rifle. I've shot guns before. It's super easier to just grab a handgun, and shoot. Versus a rifle is more like, it's a very big object. Okay, it's a very big object. And he wasn't a big guy, so the gun he had was very long for him. And experts have said it would be darn near impossible to shoot himself, especially at the angle he was supposed to have shot himself in. So apparently he was on the floor and maneuvered the gun to shoot himself. But there are also reports of there being no fingerprints on the gun or on the box of ammo. So Kurt didn't have gloves on when they found him. So that's a bit weird. And then it would also be weird for someone who was planning to shoot themselves to wear guns, right? That would be very weird. You're going to be dead. What does it matter? So again, no gloves, but there's also no fingerprints on the gun nor the box of ammo. So very weird. You also have the toxicology report. Now you got, no fingerprints and a very odd choice of weaponry to shoot yourself with. Now, he did tell the friend that the gun was for keeping fans off of his property because supposedly a lot of fans had been coming, soliciting, trying to see him, whatever. Who knows if that was true? But again, they've said it's very unlikely with that angle and then again with the fingerprints. Moving on, we have his relationship with his wife, Courtney Love. Now, a lot of people know Courtney and Kurt used to get high together. They would do heroin and whatever else they could get their hands on. So Courtney Love herself, she was in a girl band and they were doing well for themselves. Now, with Kurt's money, you know, Courtney had enough, well, more than enough to buy as much drugs as she would like. It was said many times that she wanted to stop doing drugs after the birth of their baby, and it said that he's wanted to stop. But a lot of people have also said that they have gotten in many fights. The police were called on multiple occasions for their fights. Not only that, but he was in a bad spot. You know, a lot of people have said he was depressed, but the arguments with Courtney weren't getting any better. So Kurt did say that he did want a divorce. Now, Courtney has said that it was the other way around. She wanted the divorce. But if he wanted the divorce and she knew once they get the divorce, a lot of the money is gone because her band wasn't as popular as his, well, you know, there's less drugs to be able to buy. So a lot of people speculate that she killed him because she wanted that money, you know, and if he divorced her, he's taken the money with him. Not only that, there is a man named Roger Lewis who had come forward after Kurt's death and said that Courtney offered him $50,000 to shoot Kurt or kill him and have no traces left. So he declined, and he took a lie detector test. The lie detector test determined that he was telling the truth, but 2 days later, he had mysteriously vanished and was found dead by some train tracks. So, you know, it is odd that you have a man who came forward who took a lie detector test. Lie detector test determined that he was telling the truth. You have the toxicology report telling you, you know, he couldn't lift a gun, couldn't lift a finger. Then you have the gun with no fingerprints. So, you know, there's a lot of things going on there to make this sound very, very suspicious. And I would say no, it wasn't death by suicide. He was murdered, and it was by Courtney. So there you have it.